narrative of the relentless pursuit of liberty and dignity against the backdrop of colonial rule. From the early revolts against British domination to the non-violent mass movements led by Mahatma Gandhi, the journey towards independence was marked by diverse strategies and ideologies. This essay endeavors to provide a detailed exploration of India's freedom struggle, highlighting key events, prominent leaders, and the socio-political landscape that shaped this historic early revolts and resistance. The roots of India's freedom struggle can be traced back to the early resistance against British colonialism. The uprising of 1857, often termed the First War of Independence, was a watershed moment that showcased the simmering discontent among various sections of Indian society. Sparked by grievances over issues such as the annexation of princely states, discriminatory policies, and the use of social and cultural disrespect, the rebellion spread across wide swathes of the subcontinent. However, the revolt was ultimately suppressed by the British, who responded with brutal reprisals and a policy of divide and rule. Despite its initial failure, the uprising left an indelible mark on the Indian psyche and laid the groundwork for future resistance movements. It inspired a renewed sense of nationalism and sowed the seeds of defiance against colonial oppression, aimed at challenging British dominance. Intellectuals like Dadabhai Naoroji, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Gopal Krishna Gokhale played pivotal roles in articulating the grievances of the Indian people and advocating for political reforms. The Indian National Congress, Inc., founded in 1885, became the vanguard of the freedom struggle, providing a platform for political activism and mobilization. The early phase of the nationalist movement saw a focus on constitutional means and dialogue with the colonial authorities. The demands for representative government, civil liberties, and economic empowerment gained momentum as Indians sought to assert their rights within the framework of the British Raj. However, the limited concessions granted by the colonial rulers failed to address the fundamental aspirations of the Indian masses, leading to growing disillusionment with the moderate approach. The rise of Mahatma Gandhi and the era of mass movements. The entry of Mahatma Gandhi onto the political stage marked a transformative phase in India's freedom struggle. With his philosophy of non-violent resistance, or satyagraha, Gandhi galvanized millions of Indians in a mass movement against British rule. His emphasis on moral strength, self-discipline, and truth became the guiding principles of the Indian freedom struggle, transcending barriers of caste, creed, and class. Gandhi's leadership was instrumental in mobilizing people from all walks of life in iconic campaigns such as the Non-Cooperation Movement, the Salt Satyagraha, and the Quit India Movement. These movements unleashed the collective power of ordinary Indians and brought the struggle for independence to the forefront of international attention. Gandhi's emphasis on Swadeshi, self-reliance, and constructive work laid the foundation for a socio-economic transformation that aimed to empower the marginalized and uplift the downtrodden. The legacy of partition and independence. The attainment of independence in 1947 marked the culmination of decades of struggle and sacrifice. However, the joy of freedom was overshadowed by the tragic legacy of partition, which led to unprecedented violence and displacement. The partition of British India into India and Pakistan along religious lines resulted in communal riots, mass migrations, and the loss of millions of lives. Despite the challenges posed by partition, independent India embarked on a journey of nation-building guided by the principles of democracy, secularism, and social justice. The framing of the Constitution in 1950 laid the institutional framework for a pluralistic and inclusive polity, enshrining fundamental rights and principles of equality before the law. Leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, and B.R. Ambedkar played crucial roles in shaping the nascent republic and steering it through the tumultuous early years.